Am I audible now? Okay. But I can't hear from that side. Okay, so hope you are able to hear me, but I don't know how to do the settings for getting voice to me. So okay, let us see it later on. And OHPL. So I think I cannot connect today. So today you just be online even if you are here. So we were discussing about the sources of the supply chain, and we are discussing that how the supply chains can be made functional. This is the last part of our the discussions and or preliminary information required for before designing the supply chains. In next week, we will be starting for designing of the actual supply chains, where we will consider all these parameters, whatever we have considered now, what are the sources of supply chain, what are the resources required for supply chain, how there should be the mix and match between the requirement for efficiencies of supply chain or responsiveness of supply chain. We have discussed about the requirement from the customers. We have seen that whenever we are expecting, or as a customer, customers are expecting for either efficiency or responsiveness. Then to achieve it either with efficiency or responsiveness, now that becomes the complex. To define the boundary between the responsiveness and efficiency is a complex. So we cannot define any mathematical model which will tell us that now this much efficiency can give to the customer, or this much responsiveness can be satisfied. As we know that if we expect that what is the requirement of the customer, then we will be able to do that. They expect that all services should be available and the cost parameters of the us. And the manager's role will be to make the match between them. And in that case, how much should be efficiency and how much should be responsiveness? And that will depend upon how much we able to customer will be responsiveness and possibly not match.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
So your voice is not clear.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I was moving away from my device, so sorry for that. So then the designing supply chain which will satisfy the customer's requirements, that can be considered as a best supply chain. And as a manager, our role will be to see that how this responsiveness and efficiency can be managed. Now, this model, even if you're designed on one day, now that cannot be constant, because as we see that the customer requirements goes on changing, and now since the product life cycles are reducing, then the expectations reduce, and we need to change. We need to go from the more responsiveness or more efficiency. Now, the over the time, now the initially, if you see the product life cycles, then initially we have seen that now you can have more costs, you can have more efficiencies, but as you mature, then you have to think for the responsiveness. Or in some cases, now you may have to offer more responsiveness. Now, like suppose now if you are going for a industry now which is matured industry, like in automobile industry, There are so many competitors, there are lot many things available to the customers, and in that case now the in initial things now you cannot think for the efficiencies of the supply chain. You have to go for the go for the responsiveness of the supply chains. You get your value generated in the market, and then you can think for increasing the efficiencies. As we have seen that the efficiency can be reduced mostly by reducing your cost, not by increasing your profit margins, or the profit margins can be increased by reducing your cost, but not increasing the prices of the product. And so in that case, initially, whenever you have a lot of investments, and so your break-even is very long. Break-even is a quantity which gives you that now your whatever costs or whatever resources you have utilized, now they are at par. You have started recovering profits now from this investment. It takes some time. As we have seen that now, if you see the graph of your investments versus your incomes, now initially your sales will be less, and then it will go on increasing. But usually, in case of the products now which are already launched and you are going for the new versions of the product, then in that case the cost does not come a matter, and so in that case responsiveness or efficiency matters. Like suppose now if you take any example, take an example of automobile Honda City car. Now customers are there for Honda City, but over the time now if you consider the life of that Honda City car as a 6 months, then after 6 months now that demand now starts declining, and the role of management now they should be keep that demand on the horizontal level or either increase that. So unless and until you are not incorporating new product with the same model into the market, your demand will not be stabilized. And so in that case, now your initial investments will not be high because you have all setups, and whenever now you are going to modify the models, now there are some features changed in aesthetic outer looks, but your engine capacities and all other features are not changed. Now you will be giving some technological advantage to the customers, which will not be a much need for additional investments now for strategic requirements are considered. And so in that case now you can think for the efficiencies now in earlier case. So if I'm saying that now in initial stage now the efficiencies are more, that may be conflicting, or that may create some problems in mind that now how the efficiencies now can be more now in initial stage. Now, as the product matures, then depending upon the analysis of the customer demands or market surveys or forecasting models which we are using for expecting sales or expecting expectations, this forecast now can also be used that now how expectations now they will go on changing. That is actually again complex part of forecasting. Traditionally, the forecasting models are used to predict the sales figures, then profits. But what about the changing needs of customers? Now, if we are not forecasting about the changing needs, then definitely we will be going away from the markets and selling that. So that is another soft part of the forecasting, which is required to analyze the psychological parts of the customers. That is required to consider the changing needs of the society and changing needs of the social behavioral patterns of the society, because the expectations now they come from that end. Customer see what is going on happening in the market. If suppose now the new technologies are coming now, where you are changing from traditional CI cars or SI cars to electric cars. If you are now moving from manual drives to automated drives, if you are able to move from even driverless cars, and so in that case now if this expectations of the society are not analyzed or forecasted now by industry, then definitely you will be manufacturing by traditional way, or you will be making some aesthetic changes in the product, and that will definitely not help you to run the business or expand the business. And so that is why these are the parameters now which will be considered now for analyzing the businesses and making you to be at a particular market share of that industry. Now, if you see any industry behaviors, now any industry now they had some segments now they decided. Like if you go to some coffee shops, then their market segments are decided, their customers are decided. You can decide now whether you will be entering into a responsive supply chains or efficient supply chains. Now, as we have discussed, now some examples already. And within that framework, within that constraints, or within that goals or objectives or visions and missions, whatever you have decided, you will be making attempts to make your efficiencies more, reduce your costs or increase your profits. So if you go to the Starbucks, then you see that their way of now the increasing efficiency is not by selling at a cheaper cost. Their expectation is for the responsiveness. So their customer segments are different. So if they are willing to make their supply chains dynamic, then in that case they'll be more focusing on the responsiveness, now how their services now they can be better, and even at the cost of increasing cost, now they may provide you some additional features. But so this depends upon what is your objective, what is your vision, and what are your strategic goals, or what are your strategies and what are your supply chain strategies. We have seen that now this is depending upon the competitive strategy in earlier stage. So in competitive strategy, you will decide whether your supply chain or your objectives will be helping or need responsiveness or more efficiency, and based on that your all networks, whatever facilities we are looking, or economies we are setting, informations we are looking, or your inventories we are looking. So these all will be decided based upon what is the requirement of that supply chain. I think we have discussed about the facilities, we have discussed about the inventory, transportation, and information and sourcing. Also we have discussed. So this all will be required whenever we will be designing specific supply chains. So in that case, now first of all we will be deciding our competitive strategy. Then we will be going for the supply chain strategy, which should be aligned with the competitive strategy. And based upon that, now we will be deciding now our facility requirements. Will be deciding upon inventory requirements, their storages, where will be the locations now for warehouses, where will be the location of your plants, how many distributors will be there, what will be your lead times now for reaching towards the customer. And so this will also again be combined with the inventory levels. If you are going for more responsiveness, now as we have discussed, then definitely you need more facilities. You need the faster ways of reaching towards customers. You need more inventory levels now if the responsiveness now is more. If you're thinking for efficiency, then obviously you have to reduce the inventory cost, because this is the biggest way of saving the cost. If you go to the industries, then there are only two parts now where managements are focusing. One is your manufacturing, and another one is the inventory. As we have seen that in most of the industries, many industries now, if you go to the industries like chemical factors, or even the pharmaceutical industries, now you will see that now the 70% of the stocks are locked into the inventory. And so the way to making your supply chains now more efficient now is only to controlling your inventory. And so this part now, the second part now, it becomes now very crucial now whenever you are managing such type of supply chains. Now, another transportation we have seen, this is actually there are some traditional ways of transportation. Now the only thing for optimizing these transportation is how you are using the mixed modes of transportation. You can either select now depending upon requirements of the supply chain, whether if you are going for the responsiveness, then you can think for the airways for transportation. But the actual, no, most of the thing now, the things are optimized. Your cost will be known to you, but the things can be changed, or it can be managed, or the manager's role will be to see the integration of now the different modes of transportation for supplying the goods. Again, you can go for the modes like now how this can be in transit merge can be utilized, like how these facilities can be shared. It will not be affecting on the responsiveness. If you are using either a special transportation facilities, or you are sharing with somebody, it is not going to affect on the responsiveness. Now if you are managing in a better way. And so this can be a way in which the efficiencies now it can be increased. Whenever we are saying about the responsiveness, even if you talk about the Starbucks coffees, so their role also is to reduce cost. They also are thinking for how this cost can be reduced now without affecting our responsiveness factors or parameters. And that is why now we have to identify such networks of transportation which will be helping us for reducing the cost. Another thing which we have discussed about the information, as you know that this is the main basis of the responsiveness or efficiency of the supply chain. Now, information, there are two ways of getting the information. One way you can get the free information from available sources, or you can get the paid information. If you're looking for the responsiveness, then definitely you have to go for the informations now which are available paid. All these companies, if you go to Google, what is their main business? If you go to Facebook, the main business is by selling the information, selling the data. And that data, how to get that data, it depends upon what is the competitive strategy of your organization. As in case now, if you're going for responsiveness, now you can go for the paid data, and it will be getting you better results. Because whatever you are doing, whether you are forecasting, whether you are analyzing, whether you are calculating the product life cycles of your product, or whether you are redesigning your supply chains, you are finding the facilities, locations, transportation modes, your warehouses, capacities of warehouses, manufacturing capacities or batch sizes, whatever you want to manufacture. That all depends upon the information data, and if that data is precise, accurate, then obviously your predictions will be accurate, and your responsiveness now can be increased. So this is regarding information. And then we have seen about the sourcing. In case of sourcing, we have seen that now there can be a single source or multiple source. Now, usually industries now, as we have seen last time, that in the industries now they go for multiple sourcing strategies. The problem for multiple sourcing, as we have discussed, that now the more the sourcing sources, it will be affecting on the efficiencies of the supply chain. Because if you have multiple suppliers, then obviously you will not be getting the efficient cost for purchasing the product, because the cost is proportional to the quantity which you order. Again, the thing is that now whenever you have multiple suppliers, then it also affects on the inventory levels of the product. It also creates now some problem whenever now you are assembling different products, because of the different ways of manufacturing by different suppliers. But if you have to see the requirement of responsiveness of the supply chains, then you need now the multiple sourcing of the materials. We also discussed the case of Cisco. Now how Cisco has shifted from the responsive supply chain to the efficient supply chains. Now, as we have seen that now initially now they were very responsive, but it was affecting on the overall business, and they have shifted now to efficient business now through selling their fixed products now through Walmart. Then we have discussed about this these metrics now we have discussed, and then we will be discussing on the last part of this requirement, that is the pricing. Now, pricing is related to the cost. It is related to the MRP of the product. MRP is nothing but a price on which you will be getting, and it decides that what will be the role of supply chain, or even it will decide the future of the supply chains now of any industry. If your prices now are optimum, obviously then you'll be increasing your market shares. Now, there are two ways, as we know, that the profits now can be increased either by increasing your MRPs or by increasing the sales. Now, since there was no as far as Indian markets are considered now, before 1991, when there was no globalization of the markets now for Indian businesses, then till then it was accepted that now it was the seller dominated market. Now you can decide your prices and you can sell your products because there were no options now to the customers. Now there are multiple options. Now these boundaries are open. Now you cannot restrict anybody for purchasing now from anywhere, and that is why now even we think emotionally that China should be banned and we should not use the products from China, and because they will be using the money which they will be profits now they against our soldiers, whatever. It does not work. You might have seen it is not working. Now even if emotionally government ne kiya, aapne kiya, social media now they will do that, but still it is not happening because obviously it will affect on the efficiencies of the purchaser. So pricing whenever now you decide it is affecting. So this is more important than the emotional part or psychological. People or the customer now don't think on the psychological aspects. Yes, you can convert now the some 5% people now on this basis, but this does not work. The only way is that you have to reduce your cost. You have to keep your prices now the affordable. If you are able to sell at the price of China, then definitely people will purchase. But if you are selling at higher cost and if you are emotionally asking them to not purchase from them, then this is not going to work. And so this is very important aspects of the supply chain. No, the rules, these are the rules of pricing. Pricing is the process by which the firm decides how much to charge customers now for the goods and services. Actually, this is strategy. This is again as we have seen that this decision is again also complex. Now it has to consider the markets. It has to consider now your values, and it has to also consider now what are your costs now which are associated with them. There is no any certain rule for pricing. You cannot say that now the 10%, 5%, 20%. It depends upon what is the opportunity. Because if you think now any regions or any missions of any companies, then the only way of any company is to get maximum profits. जहाँ पे उनको opportunity है, they will charge you. If you consider now the some of the industrial houses, now you consider take the example of Indian industrial houses. Now they like Tata is now a very trusted brand, and there is some different social image of Tata now as far as businesses are concerned. People think that they are very honest, they are very authentic, and they are very what we can say ethical as far as now the business practices are considered. Now yes, there are two ways of doing the business. Either you go for ethically everything as per the requirements, or you go what society thinks unethical, but businesses don't think. If suppose your intention is to get maximum profits, then Reliance may think that yes, now we are getting maximum business by offering some commission to somebody. I'm not saying that they will be paying, but if you think now whatever is the social images of these businesses, but if that is helping them to increase the business, increase the profits, then what is wrong in that? So who will decide what is ethical and what is unethical? So if societies are saying that now if Tatas are doing the business very ethically, then if you go to some of the businesses of the Tatas, then also you will see that now they are very the costly products now you will be getting now with these industry house products. If you go to if you are going to ornament industry, go to Tanishq and see the prices now which they are charging. So it's not efficient part of the supply chain. So if you consider the ornamental business now of Tatas, then you will see that now it is very responsible. They are running that supply chain very responsive. It is not efficient. And so the only way of pricing is by looking at the market segments. Now, if you are having opportunity, you just charge them. So that is the simple way of running your supply chains or making your profits. And so whenever we will think about the ethics or the methodologies of charging, and then it does not work. So yes, maybe you will get some books which will talk on the much about the ethics and ethical ways or even pricing strategies. But if you go to the actual practices, then these actual practices now the only are driven by the the capacities of the customers to pay. If there is no capacity, then obviously now you have to go for the losses and you have to sell into the market. The pricing directly affects the supply chain in terms of level of responsiveness required as well as the demand profit that the supply chain attempts to serve. Pricing is also lever now that can be used to match the supply and demand. And as we have seen that this is one strategy as we have discussed now the in demand management. We have seen that now there are seasonal fluctuations in demand, and in that case now this is the only strategy which is used for controlling the demands. As we see that now in case of seasons you will see that the higher prices of the product, and so this is not only to increase the profit margins, but it is to normalize the demands. As we have seen that the best way or optimum way of doing the business is to produce equally every day. If every day it is just like the milk business. मतलब इतना milk मेरे पास आता है, इतना milk हम बेच रहे हैं. So there is no any seasonal variation as far as these businesses are concerned. So they have very fixed supply chains, and they are very efficient supply chains. So that is why at very low margins now they can sell these products. But if you go to the different industries like apparel industries or electronic good industries, then it is dominated by the seasonal variations. Like in seasons, you will see very high demand, and so that is why now these all discounts and what we have discussed now this case earlier, or higher pricing now is done in order to anticipate now these fluctuations now in demand, or to shift the demands now in earlier time. As you can purchase now the more products now whenever there are sales, and this demand in the seasonal factors now can be managed. This is not only affecting on the sales, but this is affecting on total supply chain. It is affecting on inventory levels. Now, in case of seasons, now you may find that now you don't have place for keeping the inventory. You don't have much transportation facilities. Even the transportation now the cost now in this case now also will be more, and so this is again one more aspect now which will help for normalizing the demands. The short-term discounts now, as it is discussed here, short-term discounts now they can be used to eliminate supply surplus or decrease seasonal demand spikes now by moving some of the demands now forward. So these demands now can be managed. So you can make the customers to buy in advance. So this is forward buying. So this is another requirement of pricing. Pricing is one of the most significant factors that affects the level and type of demand that the supply chain now will face. Because if we consider the total supply chain, the demand actually affects on all levels. It is from purchasing to manufacturing to distribution to storing and everything. And so if you have a specific capacity, fixed capacity, which will help for reducing the cost. Only if you take an example of requirement of space. If you are hiring some space, and if you are making some contract for long leases like 3-year lease, 5 years lease, then obviously you will be getting less cost. If you are going for the requirement of the spaces now as per the requirement of your supply chains, then definitely we have to pay more, and that will affect on the efficiencies of the supply chain. And so that is why now this pricing role is very important. And so now you see that now the prices are not fixed in many cases. In many products only you will find different pricing at different levels, at different places, and at different times. And so this is the pricing policy as far as the needs of supply chains are being considered. The customers expect low prices now, but are comfortable now with a lower level of the product availability. So this is again depending upon what type of supply chain you are expecting. It is true in many cases. Now, if you see the online businesses, Amazon, you will see that now most of the business of Amazon is not on the through Amazon Prime. It is through the general orders now where customer is now willing to wait for 3 days delivery, 2 days delivery, instead of now getting the same delivery on time. So the strategy prices now are also ensure that the demand stays now relatively stable. That is the main importance of pricing, and that is the role of pricing as far as the management of supply chains is considered. Now, companies may aim to be very efficient at the expense of some responsiveness. Yes, this is true, but this is true in other means also, and vice versa is also possible. So manufacturing and transportation firms now use pricing that varies with the response time desired by the customer through their pricing. Now these firms they are targeting broader set of customers. Now some of whom need responsiveness, while others now they need efficiency. So it can be done. Now we see if there is a conflict between the responsiveness and efficiency, you will see that some customers they will need responsiveness, some will need efficiency. In that case, the only way to manage this uh, different requirements of the different segments is to have mixed policy. So if you go to actual industries or practices, now such strategies, fixed strategies are applied. If you consider anything, if you consider suppose inventory levels, and if you have studied the ABC analysis, then FED analysis or whatever methodology, it is not permanently applied, or it is not like that. इसको ये मतलब ये नहीं consider करते हो. It will depend upon time that whether that product will move from A to B. If you are now talking about the inventory levels, then inventory levels we have seen that now there is reorder level, there is minimum level, there is maximum level, there is safety stock, and all these these stocks are also flexible. You cannot fix for this is my safety stock, because the parameter which is badly affecting on the inventory levels is seasonal fluctuations. As the demands are fluctuating, and while calculating economic order quantity, you are considering annual sales, isn't it? It is square root of twice of A, where there is annual demand. Then you are considering the ordering cost, which is also not fixed, which is also variable. Ordering cost in off seasons is very low, while if the ordering cost in seasonal period is high. And then you are considering the inventory carrying cost which is again also variable, which is not constant. But we are assuming that everything is constant, and we are considering the annual requirements in that. Now, annual requirements this would have been a good way to calculate your economic order quantities in case where A was uniform, stable. Your monthly demand or daily demand was stable. In that case, it would have been better. Or it could be applied to some industries where there is a fixed demand and fixed supply, as we have considered the milk industry. But where there are very high fluctuations, then in that case these models does not work. And so whatever economic order quantities we calculate they does not work. In spite of the economic order quantities, you do not maintain the economies of scale by ordering that fixed quantity. And so this is the better way to be flexible and calculate this economic order quantities seasonally. You can divide the annual demands into quarters, and then quarterly you can find out what should be economic order quantity for that particular period, which will be more realistic. These are the components of pricing decision, pricing and economies of scale, as we have discussed. So the economies of scale is that it is related to quantities, like for what quantity or for what period it will be appropriate. मतलब season में ज़्यादा pricing and off season में कम pricing, that is the strategy which will be coming from the economies of scale. Then everyday low pricing versus the high low pricing. Again as I think this is the everyday low किसका है ये? I think this is of Walmart. This is their logo, that everyday less pricing. ये DMart का भी है क्या? I exactly don't remember which business line they has this sentence. So but is everyday low pricing they are saying. Everyday low does not mean that everyday fixed. See, they are not saying that everyday fixed. They are saying everyday low. It means that if you compare over the markets, then this is low as compared to others. So it is fluctuating. It is different in off seasons, and it is different in seasons. and then now the fixed price now the versus menu price. Menu price now the is like now the you do as your Dell was doing. So as per the product, now your different pricing now the strategy now they will be applied to the customers. Now these are the prices related now the matrix like profit margins. Now we need not discuss on it. Then days now the sales outstanding. It measures the average time between when a sale is made and when the cash is collected. Now this decides that now the again pricing decision, whatever pricing not only for your products but whenever you are purchasing, what will be pricing of the raw material. It depends upon what is your credit limit. Sometimes now it is said that now you get the product and pay us immediately. Sometimes now it is like that there will be 3 months credit, 6 months credit. You won't believe in last this pandemic now the companies has not paid now the for years. So the credit margin has increased now for year or more than year. Now, if suppose you are not accepting these terms, then what you will be doing? If there are reductions now in manufacturing, there is reduction in demand. You have to go for the credit facilities. So suppliers को ये डेढ़ साल पैसे नहीं दिए लोगों ने. If you see the government bills as far as the civil works are concerned, yet these people are not getting the cash for the bills which are submitted in 20s. So this depends. So this days sales outstanding now this will again depend upon what is the market and what is the situation. Then incremental now the fixed cost now the per order. Now this is pricing matrix now the which tells us how good we are in the business. Now if we are getting the incremental now the prices now the for the materials now the which we are purchasing. Then there are incremental now the variable cost per unit which measures the incremental cost that vary with the size of the order. Now these include now the picking now the cost now the at mail order firms or variable now the production now the cost now the at manufacturing units. Then we consider the average sale price now the measures the average price now the at which the supply chain activity was performed in a given period. Then there is average order size which measures the average quantity per order. Then there is a range of now the sale price now the which measures the maximum and the minimum sale price. Now this is see it measures now the variability. It measures what is the seasonality of the product. Now what it indicates now the if you consider all the metrics now the which we are considered here, it gives us idea about the effectiveness of the supply chain. If you consider the range of sale prices now if the range of sale prices is very high, if you observe the data, it indicates that now the very high flexibility into the market, but even at that high cost now your sales are there. Or on the contrary, if you are looking for the pricing of the purchase material, now it also indicates the flexibility of the market or uncertainty of the market now on that side now which will help for further designing your pricing policy of the company. Then there is range of now the periodic sales which shows us the flexibility of the products. Okay. Now we have discussed now this case now the see as far as now the pricing policy is considered. Now we consider the case of Walmart. Now Walmart's now the competitive strategy is to be a reliable, low cost retailer for a wide variety of mass consumption goods. This competitive strategy, I think we have discussed now whenever we were discussing the competitive strategy. So they want the Walmart. I think I don't know remember now as I said, but this is the logo of the Walmart, that everyday low pricing. So this is to be reliable, low cost now the retailer for wide variety of the mass consumer goods. Now with the inventory driver, Walmart pioneered now the cross-docking, a system in which inventory is not stocked in a warehouse, but rather it's shipped to stores from the manufacturer. Now this is the inventory strategy now as far as now the Walmart is considered. Now see the competitive strategy of Walmart is to keep the low price. So it is not much responsive supply chain. It is efficient supply chain. So it is not like that. Now you just ask anything to Walmart and they will be giving delivery in short time, like 2 hours, 3 hours. So this is not their strategy. So their strategy is to make the availability of large number of varieties now at cheaper cost, which you can see here now. If you go to DMart and all these supply chains, even Amazon supply chain is also working on that. So large variety of the products now at cheaper cost. And see for that now if you see the inventory driver, Walmart pioneered cross docking as we have seen that now the system now in which the inventory is not stocked at warehouse but rather shipped like exactly like Amazon. They don't stock the materials more, or maybe there are now the stocks now for very little products now which are having very high flexibility or a very high uncertainty in the networks of supply chain. On the transportation part, now the Walmart now the runs its own fleet. See, that is another way now the by which now you can make your supply chains now the competitive efficient. In the case of facilities, now the Walmart uses now the centrally located distribution centers within its network stores. So they have their own centrally located distribution centers, now the where from Walmart can get the materials. Now the suppose now if you are considering now the Walmart here in India, now assume that now you have one Walmart store in Mumbai, one in Pune, one in Nashik. Then there one central store will be in between somewhere now the which is the nearest location only from the all three locations. Now there is one module on the which we are covering now in this supply chain, now which will help us to decide the locations now of this supply chain. Okay, then Walmart is leader now in its use of the information driver to improve the responsiveness. Yes, now they are then taking the information now from all these now the trusted sources now which is more accurate. So they need now the responsiveness now as far as this information driver is concerned. Now, with regard to the sourcing driver, Walmart identifies now the efficient sources now for each product now its sales. It means that efficiency means they are looking for the cheaper suppliers now for the material. Walmart now the practices everyday low pricing for its product. Yes, it is Walmart. So this is everyday low pricing now for its products. When we say that everyday low product, it means that now the everyday low price now as compared to their competitors. Yes. Now these are the this is the conclusion about the drivers of supply chain is concerned. Now, as far as now the facilities are concerned, in case of responsive supply chains, now you need now the excess capacity, you need many smaller facilities to customers. In case of efficient, now you need now the little excess capacities, you need now the few centralized now the facilities, now the to facilities now the which serve now the wider area. As far as now the inventories are considered, now in case of responsive supply chains, you require now the high inventory levels and you require obviously wide ranges of the items. While in case of efficient supply chains, now you should go for low inventory levels and few items. So that now it can be cost effective. As far as transportation is considered, in case of responsive supply chains, now you can go for frequent shipments, you can go for fast and flexible movements on the as the transportation modes are considered. In case of efficient, now you can go for the shipments, few and large shipments, and slow, cheaper modes, slow modes and cheaper modes of the transportation. As far as information is considered, collect and share now the timely more information now in responsive supply chain. In case of efficient supply chains, now you can minimize or rationalize the cost of collecting the information. Maybe cheaper ways of collecting information. In case of sourcing, now the assuming now the task now the based on uncertainty handling. Assigning the task now the based on the uncertainty handling in case of responsive supply chain, and in case of efficient supply chain, assigning tasks now the based on economies of scale. Now the where you will consider what is the cost of purchasing the materials or selling the product. And in case of now the pricing, now you will be having differential pricing strategy to attract more customers now in case of responsiveness, and in case of efficient supply chains, now you will be going for the fixed pricing strategies. Now these are the obstacles now for achieving strategic fits. now there is increasing now the variety of the products. Now, as we have seen that now, even if now see we are applying any statistical tools for deciding the ways or transportation, deciding your truckload capacities or sourcing decisions or your information decisions, then the as in case of now the Walmart, it becomes very complex because the variety is too large. Whatever strategies now you will apply to certain type of products that cannot be applicable to another product, and so that is another one obstacle. Then decreasing now the product now the life cycles, that has become actually biggest challenge for the supply chains, because the product life cycles now they have reduced up to 3 months. Now, in case of these mobiles, now the life cycle is 3 months. So in 3 months now, how can you have strategy? You will implement strategy, you will get the benefits, and again you will redesign your strategy. So it has become now the very complex now in case of today's now the supply chain management, or it is very challenging. Then increasingly now the demanding customers. Yes, now as I said, now they want everything, and then fragmentation of the supply chain, of the ownership. Again, as I said that now as it has become very challenging and very flexible, then how fast now you will supply, and who will do that? The globalization is another challenge of supply chain, achieving strategic fit, and difficulty executing new strategies because of the need for the changing strategy. Yes, that's all as far as now these supply chains are supply chain basics are concerned. Now, from my side, yes. Now, if you have any doubts, then we are open for discussions. Yes. We have considered all aspects of the sector. At this stage now, we have both the supply chains, what are the fixed and the designing of the supply chain. No doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, then I'll go for attendance today. What? 16th? No, 17th, no? Yesterday. Okay, so I think you might have received circular from Dean, no? Regarding your offline classes and exams. So your exams,
Yes, sir.
I think in May, na? Your exams in May will be conducted in offline mode. So that is final. And yesterday we had meeting, so we have concluded that now they will be going for offline mode exams. And this also actually conduction of classes is also offline, but a facility is given for some people who cannot come here to attend online. But it's not even a hybrid. I'll not say it is hybrid. Actually, it is offline. But this facility is given to them for attending online if they are having issues. In case of final year, actually there are only how many weeks are remaining? How many weeks? 10 weeks? Maximum 10 weeks will be here, right?
Yes, sir. Around 2.5 months.
Yeah, 2.5 months. So that is expectation of the institute. I'm giving you the feedback of the yesterday's meeting, which was held by the director and all HODs and the controllers and your TPO. That we are expecting that now at least all final year students should come here. And if they are coming here, they should not be in the corridor. They should be in the classes. Now we see 2,500 students are in the campus, and hardly 10 students now I see today. How many are there? 4, 3, 7, and good number today. But the director was yesterday making a big question that he said that now the 2,500 students are on campus, and we were saying that, sir, there are no students in class. So he was not believing us. But there are many as well as now the first year is concerned, so if you see the graph, then first year very large number in classes. Second year में उनको थोड़ा और समझ में आता है कि क्लास में ज्यादा नहीं बैठना चाहिए. थर्ड ईयर में और फोर्थ ईयर में तो बहुत सारे आप लोग you got rich experience and then you decide that now the yeah okay you'll enjoy campus life. Yes, you should enjoy campus life. That is also another thing, because what I think is that now the if this is our experience, and you will find that now the those now the who have spent lot of time in the careers and with the big dreams of career, then अभी हमें लगता है कि हाँ वही दिन अच्छे थे, एक तो कॉलेज के और स्कूल के. 11th-12th में भी ऐसा कुछ लाइफ नहीं रहता है लोगों को, बहुत बहुत पीछे रहते हैं. पढ़ाई करो, ये करो, सीईटी करो, जेडब्ल्यू करो, फिर देयर इज नो लाइफ एज फार एज वो कंसीडर करते हैं. हाँ, स्कूल का लाइफ एक बहुत अच्छा रहता है, एंड देन में कॉलेज लाइफ. कॉलेज के बाद में भी आप बहुत सपने देखते होंगे कि हाँ यहाँ जाएंगे फिर ये करेंगे, बट दीज आर ऑल टेंजिबल थिंग्स. जितना भी आएगा उसमें आपको ये लाइफ नहीं आएगा. तो फिर व्हाट आई रिक्वेस्ट यू टू कम हियर एंड एटलीस्ट वो लाइफ तो जियो. बाकी तो चलता रहेगा, कितना सीपीआई आता है, कहाँ प्लेसमेंट हो जाती है, ये तो बाद में की बात है. बट इफ यू मिस दिस देन अगेन यू विल बी लूजिंग अ लॉट. वो आपको बाद में पता चलेगा कि अरे वो बहुत 2 साल तो हमने गवा दिए जिंदगी के. ओके, कार्तिक.
प्रेजेंट सर.
अच्छा, यहाँ कौन कौन लोग हैं? कार्तिक इज नॉट देयर ना? ओके, देन श्रीकांत.
Yes, sir.
आदित्य.
यस सर.
मोनिश. राकेश.
यस सर.
Present, sir.
मुनीश सर प्रेजेंट.
ओके. सार्थक.
यस सर.
सुशीत.
Yes, sir.
अभिषेक.
Yes, sir.
वेदांत.
यस सर.
अमर.
Sir, Amar's mic is not working. He's writing present.
Okay. Yes, sir, I am marked him present. Then Ansari.
Yes, sir.
Nikhil.
Yes, sir.
Nikhil.
Yes, sir.
Ashal.
Yes, sir.
Siddesh Chaudhary. Okay. Then Jaivir Singh.
Yes, sir.
Mrityunjay.
Yes, sir.
Ravi.
Yes, sir.
Praful.
Yes, sir.
Sagar.
Yes, sir.
Venkatesh.
यस सर.
Suraj.
Yes, sir.
Ritik.
Yes, sir.
Jayant.
यस सर.
Shubham.
Yes, sir.
Arnav.
Yes, sir.
Atharva. Shreyas.
प्रेजेंट सर.
Shlok.
Present, sir.
Jay.
Yes, sir.
Vishwajit.
Yes, sir.
Monil. You're Vishwajit, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're Monil. Harsh.
Yes, sir.
Adish. Tanmay.
Yes, sir.
प्रेजेंट सर.
Rahul.
Present, sir.
Chaitanya. Sahil.
Yes, sir.
Ayush.
Present, sir.
Kaustav.
Present, sir.
Arbaz.
Present, sir.
Rajiv. Who is that? Arbaz or Rajiv?
Yes, sir. Present, sir. Arbaz.
Okay. Ravi. Ryan.
Present, sir.
Ritvik. Sagar.
Present, sir.
Nishant,
Present, sir.
Sanat. Sarvesh.
प्रेजेंट सर.
Parva. Ufran.
Yes, sir.
Niket.
यस सर.
Bhushan.
Yes, sir.